Hi children, today we are going to start a new lesson, that is electricity and circuit. The name of the lesson is electricity and circuit. So do you know what is meant by electricity? Electricity means it is the flow of electron. Okay, the flow of electron is known as electricity. Then what is circuit? Electric circuit. Already the chapter's name is electricity and circuit. So what is meant by circuit? An electric circuit is a path through which electric current is flowing. Okay, the flow of electric current is happening through a path, and that path is known as electric circuit. So today's lesson, electricity and electric circuit. So in our science, there is the best invention in science, that itself is electricity only. Can you imagine a day without electricity? No. Now you are able to see me because of electricity only. You just imagine here in this room there is a light, and if that light is switched off, you will not be able to see me, because if you want to see something, we need to have. Last chapter already we studied. If you want to see something, we need two things. What are those two things? One is light, another one is eyes. And if eyes and light is there, we are able to see anything. So in order to get light, we need to have electricity. Okay, in olden days, people used to use some lamps for making the light. But nowadays, electricity providing us a lot of light. Even after the sunset, we are able to see our path on roadside, even our house, etc. If you want to light up, we need to have electricity. So without electricity, we can't think of our life nowadays. So for our comfortable comfort purpose, we are using electric fan, we are using AC machine, we are using. And in order to get the things cooled, we are using a refrigerator or a fridge we are using, or electric oven. So there are so many instruments, appliances which we are using in our kitchen to make our work very easy. If you want to wash your clothes, nowadays we are depending on washing machine. Okay, so like that there are so many electrical appliances are there. Even for transport, we studied in our previous lesson, for transport people are moving from one place to another place by walk. But nowadays, the condition is totally changed because of the development of science and technology. The development is, a lot of development is there in our science or in our lifetime also. So even car is there, e-car or electric bike, electric train is there. So with the help of electric train, we are able to travel from one place to another place in a fast manner. Previously, we were going by walk. Instead of that, there are diesel, petrol, etc. engine carrying buses or vehicles are also there. But nowadays, e-car is there, e-bike is there, the train which is running with the help of electricity. All these are available nowadays. It make our work very comfortable. You know that from borewell, we are pumping water to the rooftop tank. So that is also possible because with the help of electricity. So if we see, without electricity, we are not able to run our life nowadays. Even mobile phone you are using. Without mobile phone now, nobody can sleep without using the mobile phone, without using internet. So in order to charge it, we need to have sufficient amount of electricity. And without electricity, it will not work. Okay. In the mobile, there is a battery. And if the battery to be charged, we need to have electricity. Okay. So you just imagine, suppose if you don't have electricity for one day, or during night time, when suddenly power gone, then what you will do? You may be searching for your torch. Okay, and with the torch is there, with the help of the torch, you are able to see the things in your surroundings. Okay, some places you can observe there is no power at all. There is no electricity. Even there are some places in our Kerala, Idamalakudi, there is a place, you know that there is no electricity. There is a kilometers of distance people are surviving, but there is no electricity. Okay, so how can we live without electricity? Or when we are using electricity during that time, during night time, when there is suddenly power gone, or there is some damage in our electric supply, there is some problem in our electric supply, then what you can do? Most probably, in order to see the things on your surrounding, you may use a torch. Okay, and how the torch is getting its electricity? So let us see that in the next topic. From where we are getting power or electricity? We are getting power from power stations. So do you remember there is a power station in our district? There is a dam also. There is the biggest arch dam in Asia that is located in our district only. We are lucky to have such a biggest arch dam in our district. You know where is it? That is Idukki Dam. Okay, Idukki Dam is the biggest arch dam in Asia itself. So in Idukki Dam, how the electricity is produced? With the help of water. So we can say Idukki Dam is based on, or the functioning based on, water only. So we can say it is hydroelectric power station. Okay, that power station is located in Moolammattam. You know that Idukki Dam, water they are storing, and by using that water they are producing electricity. So that such type of a power station where we are using water for producing electricity, it is known as hydroelectric power station. Whereas some other area, Kayangulam, recently one power plant was there that was recently closed. That was a thermal power plant. Okay, their coal is used for the production of electricity, thermal power plant. Again, nuclear power station is there, solar power station is there. In all these power stations, they are producing electricity, and those electricity is sending to our home by means of electric lines. Oh, you know that on the roadside you can find electric lines are there, and that is through that electric lines, no, electricity is coming to our home. Once if it reaches our home, it will be used by our own activities. Okay, so electricity is produced in power stations. That electricity is supplied to household activities. Okay, and we are using that for our own comfort. We are using it. So now I have discussed earlier about when we are not having the light at home, we may depend on a torch. So torch, how they will get the electricity from? From where they are getting the electricity? With the help of a cell, we can use an electric cell in torch. You know, this is a torch. Now when I light this, you can see the light, and inside this light, no, inside this torch light, there are batteries are there. Okay, and with the help of the battery, with the help of the electric cell which is used inside, this torch will work. And inside the torch, sorry, inside the battery or torch, what is battery? What is the difference between an electric cell and battery? Electric cell is a device which produces electricity with the help of certain chemical substance present in it. So you can see this is an example for an electric cell. It's an example for an electric cell. And this electric cell, inside the electric cell, chemicals are taken, and this chemical, due to the chemical reaction of the chemicals present inside this battery, inside this cell, electricity will be produced. Okay, a single one is known as a cell. Suppose if two or more cells, if you are connecting together, now you can see this is a cell, this is another cell. If two or more cells, if you are connecting together, it will be called as a battery. Okay, do you understand the difference? A single one is known as an electric cell, whereas two or three electric cells are connected together, then it will be acting as a battery. Okay, and if you see the battery, if you see this electric cell, you can observe there are certain parts are there. I told you inside the electric cell, some chemicals are taken, and that chemicals are solid only. They are not liquid. Okay, the substance which is taken inside this cell is solid, so it is called as dry cell, we can say. It is known as dry cell because inside we have not taken any type of liquid items, liquid chemicals. Only we are taken solid chemical substance, we are taken and filled in this. And due to the chemical reaction of the chemicals which are taken inside this cell, electricity will be produced. And that electricity is used for the working of a torch bulb. So I told you inside this torch, bulb is there. At the same time, cells are also there. Okay. Now you can find the light is there. And these cells, inside the cell, chemicals are there. Due to the chemical reaction, chemical energy present in the chemicals will be changed to electrical energy. Okay, and that electrical energy makes the bulb glows. The bulb glows with the help of electrical energy produced by chemicals stored in the cell. And here what change of difference is, what change is happening inside this electric cell? Inside the electric cell, chemicals are there. Chemicals undergoes chemical reaction. That time, the energy stored in the chemical, that is chemical energy, will be converted into electrical energy. What energy? Electrical energy. And that electrical energy again will be converted into light energy. Okay, electrical energy present in the battery will be converted into light energy in torch. Okay, now let us see what is the structure of a battery. You can observe here there is a metallic case is there. A metallic case is there for the battery, and inside, so for the cell, and inside the cell chemical substance is taken, and you can observe this front portion, the upper portion of it. You can observe there is a metallic tip is there. Okay, a metallic tip. This metallic tip is acting as a positive charged part. Okay, positive terminal. The metallic disc is acting as a metallic tip is acting as a positive terminal of the cell, whereas the lower part you can find there is a metallic disc is there, this portion. This metallic disc is acting as the negative terminal. Okay, a battery consists of two parts. The upper part, the tip of upper tip is known as the metallic tip, and that is acting as the positive terminal, whereas the lower metallic disc is there. That metallic disc is acting as the negative terminal. Always you can observe that electricity is flowing from positive terminals to the negative terminal. Okay, electricity flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal. Positive terminal to negative. In the electric circuit, the flow of electricity is happening from the positive terminals to the negative terminals. And if this battery can be arranged in two ways. Cell can be arranged in two ways. Suppose if two cells are arranged in this way, we can say this is the positive terminal of one of this battery, and this one is the negative terminal of other battery. Okay, other cell. When the positive terminal of one cell is connected to the negative terminal of another cell, the electricity flow from positive terminal to the negative terminal. And if you are arranging the cells in this manner, then it is known as, this arrangement is known as series arrangement, you will say. What is that? Series. We are arranging it in series. Okay, and we can arrange it in parallel way also. Suppose this is one of the battery, one of the cell, this is another cell, this is another cell. So like this, if you are arranging the cells one above the other, connecting each other, that arrangement is known as parallel arrangement, you will say. Okay, parallel arrangement of the cell. Parallel arrangement of the cell. And the cells are arranged, one or two cells are arranged together, that we can call it as a battery, we can say. So battery can be arranged in series or in parallel way, we can arrange the cells. So that makes a battery. So what's the difference between a battery and a cell? Cell is a single one, whereas battery is two or more cells are connected together. That arrangement is known as a battery. Okay, do you know what is the capacity of one electric cell? It produces 1.5 volt. Okay, an electric cell can produce 1.5 volts. Do you know what is the volt of electricity which is used in our household activities? That is 220 volts. Okay, one thing I would like to remind you, who invented electricity for the first time? Michael Faraday. Okay, Michael Faraday only invented electricity for the first time, and because of his invention we are able to lead a comfortable life nowadays. Okay, now let us see the structure of a bulb. So up to now we have discussed about electric cell and how the electricity is produced by an electric cell. That already we have discussed. How electricity is produced by electric cell? The chemicals stored in the electric cell will undergo chemical reaction and it produces electrical energy. Okay, in electric cell, electrical energy will be converted into, chemical energy will be converted into electrical energy, and that electrical energy is used by the torch to produce the light. Now let us see the structure of a bulb. What is the structure of an electric bulb in which is used in the torch? Which is used in the torch also same structure only, and which we are using in our home household activity. We are using this kind of incandescent bulb. This bulb is known as incandescent bulb, and in this bulb as well as in the torch bulb also the structure is same only. Every bulb has an outer covering is there, outer case is there, that is made up of glass. Okay, this is the structure of an electric bulb. this bulb is known as incandescent bulb, and there are so many other type of bulbs also, you know, fluorescent bulb is there, fluorescent lamp is there, LED bulb is there. There are different types of bulbs are there, and this is known as incandescent bulb. An incandescent bulb, are you able to see clearly? You can see inside this bulb there are two thick wires are there. There are two thick wires, and these two thick wires you can observe here it is. And these two thick wires, dark colored things you can observe. These two thick wires are connected by means of a ring-like structure at the center. That is known as a filament. Okay, in this wire you can observe these two thick wires are connected by means of a coiled ring-like structure that is known as filament. And these thick wires, there are two thick wires. Wires are giving support to the filament. And one of the thick wire inside the bulb is connected at the base of this glass case. You can observe here is a metallic case is there. This lower part you can observe there is a metallic case, and one of the thick wire is connected to the base of this metallic case. That means just near to this glass case, this metallic portion, it is connected in torch bulb. But in this incandescent bulb, both the wires are connected up to the base of the metallic disc. Okay, metallic case base it is connected. Here you can observe inside the bulb there are two thick wires, and these two thick wires are connected by means of a structure that is called filament, and that filament is made up of an element called tungsten. Okay, inside the bulb an element is there, which is two thick wires are connected by means of an element that is known as filament. And why the tungsten is selected? For that tungsten is having high resistance power. Even if high voltage of electricity flow through that, it will not be damaged so soon. Okay, that's why tungsten is selected. What is the name of the filament? What is the substance with which the filament is made up of? That is tungsten. What is that? Tungsten. So a bulb has a a glass case. At the lower part you can find there is a metallic structure is there, and inside the bulb you can observe there are two thick wires. One of the wire is connected to the base of the bulb, and another thick wire is connected up to the tip of this metallic case. Okay, metallic tips is there, a tip of the metallic base. Actually this is the case of the this is the metallic case. At the one side of this, one of the thick wire is connected to the side of this metallic case, whereas the other wire is connected up to the base of the metallic case. Okay, up to the base of the metallic case. Then you can find that is connected. The positive one end is known as the positive terminal, and another one is connected to the negative terminal of the bulb. Okay, so this is the connection, and when we are connecting this to the switch, the electric circuit will be complete. Okay, now it's only a part I want to show you, that's why it's prepared. One of the wire is connected to the positive terminal of the bulb, and another wire is connected to the negative terminal of the bulb. And if you are connecting it to the switch, this bulb will glow. But this bulb is not going to glow, it is because it is a fused bulb I have taken. Okay, it is not going to glow. But when you are doing this arrangement in your home, you can use a useful bulb so that the bulb will glow whenever it is connected to the electricity. You understood the structure of the bulb? Once again I will say, an electric bulb will have two parts. One is the base, one is the case which is made up of glass, and again there is a metallic case at the base. And inside the bulb there are two thick wires, and these two thick wires are connected by means of a thin filament, and that filament is made up of a substance called tungsten. And one of the thick wire is connected to the positive terminal of the bulb, the another thick wire is connected to the negative terminal of the bulb. Okay, then whenever these positive and negative terminal, the wires coming from the positive and negative terminal, when it is connected to the positive and negative terminals of the battery, it starts glowing. And when we take it out from the battery, then it will not glow. That means the circuit got incomplete. Okay children, now let us study about electric circuit. What is meant by electric circuit? Electric circuit is a closed path through which electric current can flow. Okay, what is electric circuit? It's a closed path through which electric current can flow. So just now I showed you the electric connection, and here you can observe, suppose this is a battery. Okay, it is a battery, and this battery is having a positive terminal, at the same time a negative terminal also. So this positive terminal of this battery is connected with this red colored wire. Okay, positive terminal is connected to the red colored wire, and whereas the negative terminal is connected to the another wire. Okay, now you can find there is a complete circuit. Okay, the battery's positive and negative terminals are connected to the wires. At the same time, you can observe that is at the end it is connected to the positive and negative terminal of a battery. Okay, here from batteries positive and negative terminal is connected with the positive and negative terminal of the bulb. Okay, here this bulb, this side positive terminal is there, and here this metal tip, that is a positive terminal. Okay, whenever the positive and negative terminals of the batteries are connected to the positive and negative terminal of the bulb, you can find there will be a flow of electricity. Okay, now electricity from this battery is flowing through this wire, and it reaches the positive and negative terminal of the bulb, and when it reaches the positive and negative terminal of the bulb, automatically the bulb glows. Okay, now see one of the connection, one of this wire I just disconnected. Now you can observe one of the wire got disconnected. Now the circuit is open, we can say. Okay, the circuit is incomplete. When the light will glow, when both the connections are correct. Okay, when all the connections are correct, it is attached together, then we can say the circuit is complete. Now the flow of electron or the electricity is flowing from battery to the bulb, and the bulb glows. And if you are disconnecting any one of this wire, if you are disconnecting from this, what happens? The bulb will not glow. Then we can say it is an example for an open circuit. Open circuit means any one of the wire is not connected to the battery. Then we can say it is an open circuit. In open circuit, the bulb will not glow, or the functioning of that electrical appliance will not take place. Whereas when all the connections are tight, now you can see when all the connections are tight, then electric flow will be there, the circuit will be functioning, and the path will be complete, so that the functioning of the bulb or the appliance will take place. And if any one part, so now see here we are disconnected this bulb, means the circuit will not be complete. Now I have disconnected both this from the battery. Now you can see both the side, you can observe the wire is there, but battery is not connected to it. Then this is also an example for a open circuit. Open circuit means a circuit in which the electric flow is not there. That is known as open circuit. Any one part of the connection is disconnected, then it is acting as an open circuit. Suppose if you are removing this bulb, then it will be open circuit. If you are removing the battery from this arrangement, it is open circuit. If any one of the bulb, if you are removing, if any one of the wire we are removing, then also the circuit is not complete. And if the circuit is complete, only electricity will flow through it, and the functioning of that electrical appliance will take place. And here I have shown you a bulb. The bulb, if you are removing from this circuit, it will not function. And if one wire we are removing it, then also it will be an open circuit. In open circuit, electric flow will not take place, whereas in closed circuit, electric flow will take place, and that instrument will function. Okay, now let us see another example. Here we have already the connections are correct, everything is okay, but even then the bulb is not glowing. Now see, I have connected here to the both the positive terminal and negative terminal, the wire is connected, and the bulb is also, all the connections are proper now. Even if the connections are proper, this bulb is not glowing. So what would be the reason? The reason would be this filament will be broken. In this bulb, the filament is already broken, and if the filament is broken, means that path, electric circuit is open. Okay, all the other connections are okay, but inside the bulb, the filament is broken. The filament is broken means the circuit is broken. Electric flow is not there now. Okay, the complete path, electricity is not flowing. That's why the bulb is not glowing. And such a bulb in which its filament is broken, we can say such bulbs are example for fused bulb. Okay, here this bulb is an example for a fused bulb only because the filament of this bulb is already broken. Whenever the filament is broken, what you have to understand, the path or electric path is also broken, so that electric supply will not be taking place in a complete manner, so that bulb will not function. A fused bulb means what? A bulb in which its filament is broken. That is known as a fused bulb. And if the filament is properly arranged, then we can say that bulb is able to glow when if the wires are connected to the positive and negative terminals of the battery. Positive and negative terminals of the battery is connected, wire is connected, bulb is connected, everything is connected. Even then the bulb is not glowing means that problem is with the bulb only. So what would be the problem? The problem would be its filament is already broken. Filament broken means its path of electricity or the electric circuit is broken. When electric circuit is broken, electricity will not flow, so that electrical appliances will not work. Okay. Okay, children. Now let us see what is an electric switch. Okay. What is switch? Already you are listening. You are listening every day. Switch on the fan, switch off the motor, switch off the cooler, switch on the mixie. You are listening all this every time. Your parents might be telling you. Oh, okay. So this switch is on means it's a condition in which the electric circuits, all the electric connections are tied and the circuit is complete. Then we can say switch is on. Okay. Whenever we are switching on any device, that time the electric circuit is complete. When we are switching off, the electric circuit will break. Okay. Then we can say the circuit is open. When the circuit is open, electrical appliances will not work. When the circuit is closed, electrical appliances will work. And this closing and opening of the circuit is done by a simple device that is known as electric switch. Okay. So what is electric switch? Electric switch is a simple device. Either it is used to break the circuit or it is used to complete the circuit. Such a device is known as electric switch. Now let us see how to make. In your textbook there is an activity. How to make an electric switch at home. So for that you need to take certain materials, and there are two drawing pins. You need to take two drawing pins. Drawing pin means nothing but I will show you that this is drawing pin. Okay. In order to fix the notice in the notice board and all, you are using like this type of pins are there. No, these pins are known as drawing pins. Okay. And take two. How many drawing pins you require? You need two drawing pins. Then two wires, you need two wires, these are the two wires, and you need a thermocol sheet, or a wooden board, again you need to have a safety pin. Okay, so these are the materials required to make this homemade switch. Then now we are going to start our activity. So first what you need to do is, first of all you have to take one of the drawing pin, and the drawing pin should be, one of the drawing pin should be inserted into the ring at the base of the safety pin. Okay. So this is a safety pin. At the base of the safety pin, you can see there is a small ring is there, a ring-like structure. Into that small ring, you have to insert the pointed part of the drawing pin into the small ring of the safety pin. Then you can observe it will be freely suspended. It is able to move freely. Okay. In such a way you have to take it. Then this pin should be fixed to the thermocol sheet. This pin should be fixed to the thermocol sheet, and that should be connected to a wire also. Okay. That should be connected to a wire also. Now you can find here I have connected fixed this drawing pin to the safety pin, and that is connected to a wire also. Okay. Now you can observe the one end, this safety pin is free. Okay, one end safety pin is free. Again we have to fix the another drawing pin on the thermocol sheet nearby place only. Don't keep it to any far away places, so that this free end of the safety pin can touch the other drawing pin. Okay. It should be like this. The free end of the safety pin should touch the other end of the drawing pin. Then now you can see the circuit is complete, because here in this switch here this pin is acting as the switch. Okay, pin is acting as a switch. Whenever the switch is connected to this drawing pin, the circuit is complete. When we are taking it out, the circuit is open. Okay, circuit already broken. Now the electrical appliances will not function. When this pin is connected to the switch, connected to the drawing pin, it will act like a complete circuit. Okay, this arrangement you can make. Only if we do like this, electrical appliances will not work. Okay, the other ends are there. No, here you can observe this is the copper wire. This wire's other end should be connected to a battery. Okay, the other end of these two wires should be connected to a battery or to a bulb. Okay, here we have other bulb is there, and the other end of this connection, this wire should be connected to the bulb. Then we can see this bulb should be connected, this connection should be made. Okay, so you can do it at home. Okay, now I showed you how to make a switch and how to take an electrical connections. Okay, and this electrical switch should be connected to the appliances so that electrical appliances will work. So what are the things required for the functioning of a switch? 2 drawing pins, 2 wires, then 1 safety pin, 1 cardboard or a thermocol sheet is required for making the electric switch. When all the connections are correct, the electrical appliances will work, and if any one part is disconnected, the electric supply will be incomplete and the functioning of that electrical appliance will not take place. And the more details you have to read that activity, and all of you have to make such an electric switch in the next, not this week, the next week during doubt clearance session. I will ask you to show me that switch made by you in your home. Okay, after watching this part of the video, you have to make an electric switch according to the instruction given in your textbook. Then you have to make that electric switch model on a thermocol sheet, and you need to show to me during doubt clarification session. Okay children, in page number 121 there is a picture of an electric a torch is given there. Okay, picture of a torch is given in your textbook, page number 121, and in that you can see this is the structure of a torch, and this is only external view you will be able to see. Here you can find inside the torch there is a bulb, a small bulb is there that produces light. At the same time, here you can observe there is a silvery appearance, then particular part is there, that is known as a reflector of the torch. What is reflector? Reflector, whenever the light is produced by the bulb, that will be reflected completely. The all light is reflected completely outside. That is known as the reflector of the torch. Again, there is a plastic case will be there for the torch. There is a plastic case, and inside the plastic case cells are inserted. Okay, the cells are inserted inside the plastic case, and these cells are arranged. The positive terminal of the one cell is connected to the negative terminal of another cell. In such a way it is connected in series. I told you if the batteries are connected one after another, then it is known as series connection. One above the other means that is parallel connection. But in this torch, the batteries are arranged in a series manner, it is arranged. And again you can observe here on the top of it there will be a switch, and the switch is used for completing the circuit as well as to break the circuit. Here you can observe it is known as a switch. When the switch is on, the light will glow. When the switch is off, the light will not glow. Okay, so inside this torch there are 2 batteries, and inside here you can observe there is a electric bulb is there. Again, a reflector is there. Then a plastic case or a metallic case will be there, and there will be a switch. Whenever we are switching on, it will glow. When we switch it off, it will not glow. When we switch on, the circuit will be complete. When we switch off, the circuit will be broken. And if the circuit is broken, light will not glow, and if the circuit is complete, the light will glow. Okay. Okay children, now let us see the next topic, that is electric conductors and insulators. Okay, electric conductors and insulators. What are conductors? Electric conductors means the materials which allow electric current to pass through them are called electric conductors or conductor of electricity. Any material which will allow the electric current to pass through them, they are known as electric conductors or conductor of electricity. Now you can see it is a piece of wire, okay, and this piece of wire, in the same piece of wire itself you can observe conductor as well as insulator also, okay. What are conductors of electricity? The materials which will allow electricity to pass through them are known as conductors. All the metals in our surrounding are example for conductors of electricity, okay. All the metals, what are the examples? Silver, copper, iron, aluminium, etc. are example for, even gold, okay. Almost all the metals are example for transporting electricity through it. So we can say all metals are example for electric conductors or conductors of electricity. Again, some non-metals are there like graphite. Non-metals like graphite also will allow electricity to pass through them. All the metals and non-metals like graphite are also example for materials which will allow electricity to pass through them. Okay, again, human body. We are also, sometimes you heard that we are getting electric shock. Why we are getting electric shock? Because electricity is passing through our body. If electricity is passing through our body, we can say our body is also an example for a conductor. Okay. So that's the reason we are getting electric shock. Suppose if you are not allowing electricity to pass through our body, we will be example for insulator. But we are conductors of electricity, okay. Electricity can pass through our body, so that we are getting electric shock, okay. Then water is also another example for a conductor of electricity, okay. Pure water, distilled water, electricity will not pass, but the water in which the salts are dissolved, that means the water which you are using daily, that it contains a lot of different types of salts are in dissolved form. Such a water is an example for a good conductor of electricity. That means, suppose if you are in any water body, even in an agricultural field where water is there, or in a river where water is there, on the side of that river, suppose an electric line, it is broken and it fall into that water, then automatically you will get a electric shock, okay. That means electricity can flow through the water very easily, and it will pass through your body also, so that you are getting electric shock. So we can say human body is an example for a conductor of electricity. Water is an example for a conductor of electricity. Again, non-metals like graphite is an example for good conductor of electricity. Again, aluminium wire is there. Aluminium wire, you know that in order to get the household connection, we are getting electricity through that aluminium wires only, okay. Electric lines are there on the roadside, you can see all those electric lines, that is made up of aluminium wires only. Through this aluminium wire, electricity we are getting, and that is taken to our home by means of special connection wires are there, we are taking it. And the copper is also a good conductor of electricity, okay. Copper is also good conductor of electricity. Then why copper is not used for making electric line? Because it is such a costly metal, okay. Compared to the cost of the copper wire, aluminium wires are cheap. That's why, because in a wide area all over our country, different areas, different thousands of millions of kilometers, electricity should be passed, and in order to buy that much copper wires, it is very costly affair for the government. That's why they are using this aluminium. Aluminium is also a good conductor of electricity, okay, whereas copper is also a good conductor of electricity. All metals are good conductors of electricity. In this wire, you can observe copper is there, okay. The outside, inside, if you cut open a part of this copper, you can cut open a part of this wire, you can find inside there are fine fibers, fiber-like structures are there, and these fine fibers which we see, that is known as copper wire only, okay. It is made up of copper, and surrounding this copper wire there is a coating, there is a plastic coating is there. So why in this wires plastic coating is there? This plastic coating will act as an insulator. Even if we touch a live wire, we will not get electric shock because it is protected or covered by means of an insulator. Then what is an insulator? Insulators are bad conductor of electricity, or the materials which will not allow electricity to pass through them are known as insulators. Okay, here you can see it is a tester. Okay, it is a tester or a screwdriver, you can observe, and the screwdriver, the front portion, it is made up of steel. It will absorb electricity, it will allow the electricity to pass through it, whereas its handle is there, and this handle is made up of plastic. So even if the electricity flow through it, even testers which are used by electricians, that is also they have, and it is an example for a screwdriver. Even then, this first part of the screwdriver, it is made up of steel. So if you touch any electrical appliances, no, electricity can flow through this iron, but it will not come to our hand, because the base of this or the handle of this tester or screwdriver is made up of plastic. So plastic is a bad conductor of electricity. As plastic is a bad conductor of electricity, electricity will not flow through it and it will not come to our body. So it can be, we can save ourselves from electric shock. That's why almost all the handles of the electrical appliances will be made up of insulators, bad conductor of electricity. And you know that whenever we are doing ironing, when we are ironing our clothes, that iron box is there. The iron box handle is made up of handle is covered by plastic only. Okay, when plastic is there, we will not get electric shock. Okay, children, now let us discuss about insulators. Okay, while we are discussing about that conductor itself, I told you about the insulators. Insulators means what? The substances which will not allow electricity to pass through them are known as insulators. Okay, copper wire is an example for a conductor, whereas the plastic coating over the copper wire is an example for insulator. Okay, again you can observe rubber is an example for an insulator. Rubber, wood, dry wood. Okay, dry wood is an example for an insulator only. Again you can find glass is an example for another insulator. Glass, at room temperature, glass is an insulator. It will not allow electricity to pass through them, but at a very high temperature, even glass also will allow the electricity to pass through them. Okay, so rubber gloves, that's the reason whenever these electricians are doing any repairing work or maintenance work, they used to use a gloves which is made up of rubber. So rubber is a bad conductor of electricity. So while they are playing with the while they are doing any work related to the electrical appliances, suppose some naked wires may be there, from that they may get electric shock, but as a precaution, if they wear these rubber gloves, it will not be allowing the electricity to pass through them, so that electricians will not get a electric shock. Okay, so example for bad conductors of electricity, wood is an example for bad conductor of electricity. Then glass is an example. Glass at a room temperature, that you have to remember. Glass will allow the electricity to pass through at a higher temperature, but in the normal case, then a glass at room temperature, it will not allow electricity to pass through them. Then rubber, I told you, wood, then plastic. Okay, wood, plastic, rubber, glass, etc. will not allow electricity to pass through them. Again, air also. Air is also a bad conductor of electricity. Through air, electricity will not pass. Okay, so these all are example. Air is an example for insulator, glass, rubber, plastic, wood, etc. are example for insulators. What are insulators? Insulators are materials which will not allow electricity to pass through them. And in our electric plugs and all, okay, plug and sockets, etc., you can observe they have both the parts. That means that the metallic portion is there, and if that metallic portion is there, electricity will not flow. Okay, but its outer covering is there, no, that is made up of insulator only. Okay, electric plugs, sockets, etc., a portion of it is made up of conductor, and another portion of it where we are using it, where we are holding it, handling it, that is made up of insulators. Otherwise, whenever we are plugging, for example, in order to charge our mobile phones, we are using that electric charges are there. Okay, charges, and the charges, one part is there, that is the conductor only, and another part where we are holding, that part is bad conductor of electricity, or that is an insulator, so that we will be saved from the electric shock. Okay children, now let us summarize the whole lesson. So what all things we have studied in this lesson? First we have studied about electricity, then electric circuit. What is electricity? Electricity means nothing but it is a flow of electrons. Okay, the flow of electron is known as electricity. And who invented electricity? Michael Faraday. Okay, Michael Faraday invented electricity. Electricity made our work very easy. At the same time, it is giving a lot of comfort to us. Then we have studied about electric cell. What is an electric cell? Electric cell is a device in which some chemical substances are used for producing the electricity. Because we are not using any liquid substances in that cell, it is also known as a dry cell. And dry cells are used inside the battery, inside the torch we are using dry cells. Or we are using different types of dry cells are used. Even in the mobile phone you can find a rectangular shaped dry cell is there. Even in the battery there is a button type electric cell is used in our watch, wrist watch we are using. Even in our alarm clock we are using battery. So different appliances we are using electric cell or we are using battery for producing the electricity. Then what is an electric switch? Electric switch is a device in order to break the circuit or complete the circuit. Electric switch is a device, it is a simple device which is used to break the circuit or to complete the circuit. When switch is on, the circuit is complete. When the switch is off, the circuit is broken and the functioning of that will not take place. Again, we have studied about electric conductors and insulators. What are electric conductors? Conductors are substances which will allow electricity to pass through them. Again, insulators means the substances which will not allow electricity to pass through them. They are known as insulators. Okay, that's all. Now let us study about the keywords in this lesson. Okay children, now let us study about the important words. Okay, study the spellings of important words in this lesson. The first word is bulb. Bulb spelling is B-U-L-B, bulb. Okay, the next word is conductors. Spelling of conductor is C-O-N-D-U-C-T-O-R, conductor. C-O-N-D-U-C-T-O-R, conductor. The next word is electric cell. Spelling of electric cell is E-L-E-C-T-R-I-C, electric, C-E-L-L, okay, E-L-E-C-T-R-I-C, electric, C-E-L-L. The next word is electric circuit. E-L-E-C-T-R-I-C, electric, C-A-R-C-U-I-T, electric circuit. The next word is filament. F-I-L-A-M-E-N-T, filament. You know, the filament is made up of an element. What is that known as? Tungsten. What is spelling of tungsten? T-U-N-G-S-T-E-N, tungsten. Tungsten is the material with which the filament of a bulb is made of. Okay, tungsten. The next word is insulator. I-N-S-U-L-A-T-O-R, insulator. The next word is switch. S-W-I-T-C-H. S-W-I-T-C-H, switch. The last word is terminal. T-E-R-M-I-N-A-L, terminal. Okay, a battery has two terminals, a positive terminal and a negative terminal. Okay, here is a battery. This terminal is positive terminal and this terminal is negative terminal. Okay. Okay. Children, so all of you have to study the lesson thoroughly. You have to read the lesson. I have already told you in this so many activities are there. All those activities you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to write it and study those activities. Okay, then till the next time we meet.